got to that point now where I ain't got a clue what I'm doing anymore. As long as it don't go in trees, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Pull it.
You need to let everything go, just yeah, you do, not hold on to anything.
That's the one.
That's the best one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look how late the snap is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh mate, stop
Showing
it.
off now, a little cuts, little baby cuts and draws and...
Right, that's it, I'm done.
Obscene.
Awesome.
Go for us tomorrow. I've got to that point now where I ain't got a clue what I'm doing anymore.
So we're going alright, but then after lockdown,
Yeah,
it's
I
like...
had that time off and then that was it, just gone. Can't play. I don't know what's happened. As long as it don't go in trees, I'm happy. You know what I mean? And then I get to it and I think, well, I'm at the wrong side of the fairway here, but I'm happy it's not in trees. And that's what it's like.
Damage limitation.
Yeah, that's
before
what
you
it's got
start.
to, yeah.
You're fearing the outcome before you even start. I think it's confidence. I think consistency is like something that we think about, but that's bred from confidence. I think getting your confidence back, but what's going to inspire that confidence is going to be hitting the shots that you're picturing, and then you start doing it more and more regularly, and then that's what we kind of think of as consistency. So it's like finding out, first of all, getting to know you and your golf swing and how you see things, how you're striking it, and what the difference is between what you actually did and what you intended.
Getting to the, as soon as I get to the top of my backswing, I'm thinking, is that going, is that right, is it?
Yeah.
And then halfway down, that's all over the place, isn't it?
This thing, when you grip it, it's not external to your body, it's part of it, like you say. So it becomes part of your body. It's not something we are physically trying to move around us, it's just part of us. It's like, you don't think about how you move your hand when you throw a ball, like you were saying. It's just part of your body, so it needs to become part of it. Do you want to hit a few shots, Joe, and we'll have a good look at it? Nice little draw. What kind of shape do you normally play with then? Do you see a shape? Do you just like go look at the target and play? Because what you've done there is, if we took a green there, you've hit a couple on the green and a few over there and a few over there.
Yeah.
So let's just play with a bit more focus on the intention. Let's try and pick out where your green would be, where your flag would be, and then let's have a look at the shots that you play into that green. And just imagine a green. Imagine a green on the course, at your home course. That'd be like a 7 iron. It might be a second shot on a par 4.
My ball to set off wants me going over that. Looking at. So that would be like my reference point. I'll obviously have a look at it is, and then the ball needs to be travelling over that. You know what I mean? Pull it. That's exactly what I've been doing.
Okay. So
I was just whacking him anyway, they were going alright.
Yeah.
But then as soon as I've got a target to him, it's gone.
So you picked out that, what was it, the E?
Yeah,
Right
about
there.
there, that's me.
So just go and have a look behind there for me. Is that kind of on the line, or
It's a bit right.
is that better?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Just go and stand to your ball now. Set up the ball. And now have a look at the stick, and where does that look like it's pointing in relation to your target? When you look up at your target now, where does the stick look like it's pointing?
Right.
Does it?
I think that's why I'm playing it around him.
I don't know is the answer, but what we've done is, by looking at this point here, Joe, straight away you've created another focal point, another target. And the thing is that you lined this up when you were stood here,
Yeah.
but you're not going to hit the ball from here.
No.
It's like looking at a dartboard and doing this. Yeah, that's about right. That's it. Or doing this and then throwing it like this. You're not in the same place. So you're lining something up, and you're using the ground, and you're going to hit this ball in the air. So now you've shifted your attention to something down here, and trying to hit something along this line. Yes, there is some intention in hitting it up in the air, but if you were playing any sport and you're going to launch your ball up in the air, your focus is going to be where it's going. Also, where it's going to finish. Because what can tend to happen, it happens with a lot of people, is that you get to a certain level and then you start getting more technical. So So you get, so you said, I just played, and you got to 7, which is, most people would love to get to 7, and you got there dead quick, fast tracked your way, and then you start thinking, I've got to start changing this, I've got to start changing that. So you obviously read, you watch books, you watch videos, you look at, you get lessons and stuff, and so you're taking in all this information, and it's like, well, what do I think about? Which is what's causing what? Then you start putting doubt into your mind. Well, is it right? And then you start looking at something else, and before you know it, you end up like you just said a minute ago. I feel like I can't feel what's happening. I don't feel my swing. I've lost my confidence. So we've got to just shelve that for a bit, park it to one side, and just approach this with a bit more of a clearer mindset. A little bit more just, where do I want to go? How am I going to get there? Before we even start, that's a square club face, and look where the loft's pointing, look where the sweet spot's pointing. It's not even pointing straight. So we line up with a square club face, but the club face isn't square. Make sense?
See what you're saying, yeah.
Now, if this was a putter, if I go down to somewhere near 0 degrees, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be straight. So with your putter, it always goes where your club face is pointing. Yeah. As I add loft, I'm not twisting it, I'm just adding loft. Look what happens, club face goes left. Now as I keep going and going and going and going to 90 degrees, it's going to come back to square. Okay. So if I rotate this now, say I make it about 60 degrees, yeah?
Yeah.
If I rotate this face, look where the sweet spot points. It's pretty straight still. It's pointing up more, can you see?
Mm.
If I now reduce that loft down to a 7 iron or a 6 iron or a 5 iron, look where it's pointing now. Massive out to the right. But if I add loft, that ball's going to go. It's going to start straight. It's probably going to go straight, not very far, or a lot less than it would under normal circumstances. But it's going to.
That's weird. I never knew that.
You're going to start to dispel any attachment you've got to alignment, because you don't think about your foot, you don't think about your hand, you don't look at the tip of the cue when you're playing snooker, when you're playing football, when you're playing ball, you don't look at the tip of the dart and try and line it up and line your hand up. Your body's already got a GPS, it's got an internal GPS, and it knows where it is in the environment as well. So it's got an internal and an external GPS, and it's that we need to entrust. The moment you start doing stuff like this is the moment you don't start trusting it and using it, and then you throw an interference in, and then suddenly your movement's going to start adapting because your body's wanted to react to what you see, because your action tends to be very attached to your visual. So if you're seeing something, your body's trying to react to that, but if you're then consciously throwing in conditions like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, your body's then getting more interference. It's thinking, Joe, what we want to just react, and you're starting to throw this protocol in that I've got to do, and suddenly you end up like this, and you're thinking about all these things, and it's like, just go. Because when you're playing your best, you're looking, you're reacting, and you just let your body respond.
I was thinking about I never thought about when I was playing decent.
Exactly. A lot of people get target focused, start swinging for the target, aim straight. The problem is, there's no target line in this game, because there's no target line in any sport, really. There's a target that we're going to, but there's a journey. It's either that or it's this, and the chances are your ball's not going to fly straight. So we're setting up square, and the ball might even start straight, Joe, and every now and again it'll go straight. And the thing is, that can sometimes validate and justify your reason for doing it. And you think,
9 times out of 10 mine was straight, so I thinned it.
right. So
Stay along floor.
so the thing is that the percentage is not really in our favour of the ball going where we want it, because we're aiming straight and the balls are doing that, so they're going away from the target, whereas what we ideally want is the ball starting away from the target and then moving toward the target. So you've always got a ball that's moving one way or the other to the target.
Yeah.
And then what you want is an awareness, a feel for the magnitude of that. I can feel small curves, I can feel big curves, and it's like kicking the ball. Through training, you know how this feels too. You don't check your foot, you don't check anything, you don't have a target line, you don't have time for that. You see it, you play it, and it might come off, it might not. Okay. If it doesn't come off, you don't start up and start scratching your head and think, why didn't that shot just come off? It didn't start right. You go on again. If you're practicing one movement to one target, then the problem is you're actually practicing the opposite of what the game requires. So what we've got to do, we've got to challenge you, Joe. That's what me and you are doing. We're going to go on a journey, we're going to challenge you, and we're going to see how your body responds and how your swing responds and what happens, and then you're going to start telling me what's changing.
I'll be honest, last time I went to driving range, this is how bad my game's got. I got a 4-iron now because my drives were going wide all over the place. 9 times out of 10 I were in trees, so I had to keep it low. So my last practice session that I did at a driving range, but we had 4-iron, trying to keep it low. And that is, I swear to God, honestly, like kids in bed outside me, I bet thought, what is he doing? And they were just like duffing him into the ground and like trying to get a somewhere to, because my second shot now 10 times recently I've been out of a tree and I've got to keep it low for 20 yards before it gets anywhere. So honestly, I ain't driving range or doing all sorts, just duffing it or hitting floor and that. You know what I mean?
So you've got to practice.
That's the mentality at minute in the game. That's how negative I've been about it.
It's good because you're at rock bottom. So the thing is, we're gonna rebuild, but we're gonna let the body rebuild.
You need to let everything go.
Yeah, you do. Not hold on to anything, and then, like I say, shelve everything for a bit, and we're gonna rebuild. But we're gonna rebuild naturally. We're not gonna build with rigid constructs. This is plasticine. It's not concrete and rigid. It's this thing adapts. And your mindset's gone off so far off a tangent that you've been practicing your recovery shot, not the drive, not the first shot.
Bad. So when you're going through that, I'm just thinking, I'm laughing in my head thinking, oh, I should be practicing like better shots, not practicing to get out.
You should be practicing with your driver and practicing these shapes, but you'd be practicing 4-iron.
It's right, it is, honestly, it's bad, isn't it? It's not right mentality to.
No, you're driving to the golf course and you're thinking about your 4-iron shot under trees.
I'm thinking about how many balls I'm going to lose.
So we're going to save you some money, Joe.
Yeah, that's it.
You're trying to hit something straight, you've hit some pull draws and you've hit some push fades and you've hit some nice, they're all good strikes. You're evidently a good player. We've got to add that finesse and that fine touch and we've got to add that. That's going to give you scope to then be more expansive with the development of your game and enrich that awareness so you just get better and better and better and you feel your movement and you can make them real small adjustments to create that little shot you want, and that's the skill level that just goes up and up and up and up and up, and then no matter where you are on the course you feel confident. So we need to explore all this area and then start to hone in. So this business just adds unnecessary
things in
into the machine really, because it's like, where do I want to go here to hit that ball there, over there, because if we're going to hit a draw, this ball's got to start over here. So it's just adding unnecessary information. But if I gave you a football and says curl it into the top corner,
if you tell me to hit it straight, if you said like put a line straight down middle, there's no way I'd go hit it straight. You'd obviously just bend it round to come straight, wouldn't you? Definitely.
And if I said curl it in the top corner, your foot, like what you've just done, better than I'll do it, is your foot's going out there.
Yeah.
Because you want to play a curve this way. So you've made an action that's in a completely different direction to where you're actually going. If you always went to the target, took a beeline for the target with your action, every shot would be like this. And then you might...
Everything's a toe peg, isn't it?
Yeah. And then it's this. It is, it's toe punt and it's doing that all the time.
Yeah.
So, and every now and again it'll go straight. So, it's the same approach as every other sport, Joe. So, we're going to go this way. We're going to go this way. We're going to tune your forces up as well, because this is really important. So I took a bit of capture about the foot on the ground, the foot-ground interaction. You've got obviously loads of power, okay, and it's how you're transmitting that to the club head, okay, which is going to give you a feel of how easy or hard your swing is. You can have all the force in the world, all the potential power, but if you're not allowing your body to transfer it, it can feel like you're putting loads of effort. I've got loads of power, loads of force, but I'm not getting the output. Or I'm getting it's a bit distorted. I'm like not getting the same swing or what I feel is the same release every time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So when you were talking about consistency, you were probably alluding to more the release pattern. My swing doesn't quite, the way I'm swinging the golf club doesn't quite feel the same every time. No. And that's quite evident because your ball sometimes, you hit the ground before the ball, you flush it, you thin it a bit. It's like there's a bit of I don't really like the word inconsistent, it's just difference in force drive. You could have two swings that look the same, but the way that you create the force and the way that you transfer it would be different.
Yeah.
But if you looked at it on the camera, they look the same.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you that because this is what's going on. As soon as I start to create torque from the ground, suddenly now look, I've got this force that I can use.
Yeah.
Now I can transfer that through to my upper body, and now it's a very different action.
Looks more fluid, doesn't it, rather than rigid at bottom.
Yeah. So if you're not shifting your pressure from the ground,
I'm not shoving.
you must be shifting it from somewhere else. So where must, so if we're not shifting it from the ground, we're going further up. So if I'm not shifting it from here, I'm shifting it from here.
Yeah.
You're doing that, and that's moving your pressure. Okay. And we're going to move the pressure a different way. Okay. From here, from the ground, and let this react. So we just grab this. All you're going to do is bang this book. Okay.
Don't make it look so easy next time.
Don't make it as loud. So you're trying to twist, okay, and I just want you to bang the board this way up and back and forth. That's it. So don't think of, can you remember where that weight went? In the foot. It didn't go that way, it went off the toe. So you push to me, that's all it is. That's it. That's it. All you're doing is letting that resonate through. That's it. You were trying too hard, I think. Notice the noise has gone up.
Yeah.
Where would the club go for draw? Yeah. What's that feel like?
My right foot's moving a lot more. If you said that, do that to me, I'd have been like that. Like my axis turns from my hips, whereas now, ankles, knees, everything's moving.
So how does the overall swing feel when you're doing that? Just do it again for me and just tell me why you're doing it. It's good to talk while you're actually doing it because you're talking in the moment about what you're experiencing.
To be honest, it feels a lot more swinging round my body rather than down at it.
So not as steep. Where does the visual of that shot?
Feels like the club sets off towards telegraph pole and we're coming back round.
Let's see it then. So let's do it. Let's explore it. It's like just experimenting. Wow.
Did my trace go out on my feet? Sure. I'm concentrating on my feet.
Good. Go again. Go again.
Didn't set off as wide to telegraph pole there.
No. But what's that down? So what are you gonna?
Allow my centre.
Yeah. And what else? What affects the start line?
Bought me.
There's one thing that affects where the ball starts.
Oh, club thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't overthink it. What's that like?
It's good that.
Better.
How many out of 10 is that? Because that's all. That's awesome.
Yeah, about 9.
With a
Take that one.
So with a 4 iron.
I want it to come round.
Oh.
What's that one?
That barely felt like it ball out.
So what are you giving that out of 10?
Miles out. Better.
How many? That's a 9 point.
Yeah, it's got to be.
9.5 isn't it? Or 9.9999. Notice your strike.
A lot better.
Club ground interaction.
I'm not even touching Mark there, where I
Beautiful,
was
isn't
too.
it? So it's shallower.
Yeah.
So your intention is driving your movement, and it's making sure that you're disciplined enough in your practice, Joe, or even if you're on the course, just to be aware to shift your attention onto the things that are actually useful to you. You can sense it, you can feel it. You're starting to get.
That feels mint.
You're feeling the nuts and bolts. Does it?
Not doing that just feels a lot better.
Wow.
bunch, haven't we?
Going higher as well, aren't they?
Mm.
Does that feel good?
Yeah. Understanding like what you're saying with they'll never stay straight. I've never ever done that.
No.
I've just aimed at my target, stay straight, and just hope it don't go off its straight line. That's my
And you've got to set
my
it
belief in. Yeah.
which shows how good you are at doing it.
So like I just go to like from par 3, no matter where it pin is, I just aim centre at green and hope it don't go too far left or too far right. That's my thinking. It's awesome.
What's going through your mind there, Joe?
Don't even really think about it at all.
And what was the shot?
Perfect.
Awesome, wasn't it?
Probably a 10 on it.
Gotta be.
Yeah! We've got a 10! Look at the fly, look at this. There's a snap to the swing, isn't there?
Set that. That was set off to central instead of over there.
Yeah. So just adjust your intention.
Man, just
Flying there.
that finish.
So you adjust it, and that was a positive adjustment. Now it might not be perfect. You might have gone too far, but that's just tweaking the dial too far. So now I know
Somewhere in between there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
I
one.
think that's the best one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful
Ball.
draw.
Sounds like it's getting hurt.
So movement, effort-wise in the swing
I know.
compared to beginning.
A lot better. There's not everything going around in my head.
Club head, feel freely release. I mean, you can see. When you watch the video back, there's a flow. There's a freedom to it. There's the momentum you can see, and there's a snap. There's a release you can see. The club swinging. Now with the hybrid, before we do this, I want to just amplify the effects a bit of what we're doing. Just ramp it up a bit. Just your awareness. Okay. So we're going to go back on here. How do I feel challenging my body doing this? Because it's a response you're going to get. This is I want to bang this board, that's the challenge, I have to bang it. The response is I move like this.
Yeah.
I move like this to do that, okay? That's it. It's not. I'm not sat behind a desk learning parrot fashion how to do something. Because that's how people tend to drill it on the range, and you might have done it before, we've all done it. It's like being sat at school, behind a desk, someone's telling you what to do, you revise, you learn it parrot fashion, you go to your exam, you might pass your exam, and after you've had your exam, you forget it. It's gone. Whereas, if we're playful and we're learning through challenge and adaptation, there's things you remember when you were younger that had nothing to do with the school, but you remember it because it was fun. And notice how loud that board is. And look how late the snap is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shut up, man.
Wow.
That's a 10 out of 10, isn't it?
Yeah. That'll do.
So does this feel different to normal?
Yeah, a lot different. Feel like if I'd be confident now. It's I've never been confident before. Like trees, like say, just for instance, set tree line with like right hand side of that net, and I'm gonna play draw like of at trees. I would never ever do that. Never set my line off like that way. So, what's it's got to land left of that. That
Yeah.
net.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd never set that off to stop there. I'd have been like, just aim left of it. Don't go anywhere near it.
So you had a clear intention,
Yeah.
image of a shot, feel of the movement, and you executed it.
Yeah.
And then you look at your shot and you compare that shot to what you intended and what you felt, and now you can adjust your feeling. Don't accept average. Most people are accepting way below average, and then they wonder why they don't improve the game, because they're accepting high levels of failure.
Yeah. Them 4 or 5 shots at the perfect in a round, but they've actually gone round in 200. So that
Yeah.
percentage of decent shots you've played, it's not very good, is it?
We're all the same, it applies to all of us. The thing is, no matter what level we're at, but we've got to make this representative, the design of your practice. And so when you come to the range, set yourself the right challenge point. It's creative, innovative, artistic now. You're starting to adapt your movement. Whereas before it was you were looking at this on the floor and setting up square and trying to aim down. It was like so restricting.
God, that was
strikes.
mint. Yeah.
Is that a different fly?
Yeah. But, innit? I've never been able. My driver comes out wherever it comes out. I've never been able to like go left and right with it.
That's the one. What a shot. How's that?
It's lovely, that, isn't it? That's awesome.
That's brilliant.
We had some dimples on that ball.
That's ripped, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a 10 out of 10.
That's proper.
I'll be on it. See if we can turn it the other way.
Love it.
Then strictly from dancing judges. Them cards.
It's definitely not a 7. It's a 10.
Oh mate, stop
Showing
it.
off now, a little cuts, little baby cuts and draws and
Hey, that's it, I'm done.
Obscene.
Golf
awesome.
course tomorrow.
Feel happy?
Yeah, sound.
What you expected?
Yeah, different. Very much different to like, just let everything, that's what I wanted, just everything stripping back and starting to hit it properly.
Like I said at the beginning, we rebuild,
Yeah.
but without any conscious intervention of this is what you do, your body rebuilds it. We've just got to create a bit of disruption and the body will start to create the reorganisation, and that's really solid framework.
Sounds
Cool, well done mate. That was
Nice one, boys.
Brilliant.
Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.